this is Samina Sheikh here on Zoom channel, and with me today I have Prakash Jha and Aditi, जो काफी जपनाम करने वाले हैं as they are going to talk about Aashram 3. So join me as I welcome both of them only on Zoom channel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
First of all, मुझे हंसी आ गई because मुझे कुछ conversations यहाँ पे ऐसे हो रहे थे. Prakash sir has a very good sense of humor. काम में कुछ अलग ही दिखता है आपके, I must say that. And going by Aashram 3, एक अलग ही vibe है, you know, and we are very curious to know about her, about Bobby sir, about, even, Chandra. So tell me about it.
You have to see. I can't reveal the story. It's intriguing as it can be. And पता नहीं कोई सच बोल नहीं रहा है, कोई सच कर नहीं रहा है इसके अंदर में. ये क्या कर रही है, बाबा कुछ और कर रहा है. I think there is something wrong.
Something is wrong.
Yeah.
Something is off.
I think
even the director doesn't know about it.
let us we'll try and discover it.
Yeah, we discover it.
Yeah.
But as we talk about Aashram, to both, the moment it came to now, season 3 तक का भी intact audience रहना, attract करना is a very difficult task. कई बार ऐसा होता है कि season 2 जैसे ही आता है कोई भी show का, people get put off and they are like, नहीं यार, season 1 was too good. Even now, people are curious, and going by the viewership also, it's got very good views.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mystery involved right now because you are on a different tangent altogether. To keep that intact, to keep that hooked, आपने क्या यानी focus किया था script line पर?
मैं कभी भी ऑडियंस के बारे में इस नजरिए से नहीं सोचता हूँ. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि हर रोज जो कहानी कह रहे हैं, that should be engaging, that should be interesting. So it is not like season 1 or season 2 or season 3. For me, it's one and the same. Even the part that you're seeing is also, part of the whole. So I look at it as a whole complete, a world that we have created. How fake can it be?
Yeah.
How trust can be broken in how many ways?
Yeah.
How corruption can take so many forms? How people's kind of like belief and weaknesses and insecurities can be exploited in how many ways.
True.
So each character to oneself, this is how I look at it. And I'm frankly quite lucky that, people continue to stay engaged with this story. And it makes me more responsible to, so it will happen, like, in certain section, her character will kind of like, will suddenly flare up. Because she has been, by the time 3 ended, she has been smashed, put down, put behind bars, and all that has happened to her.
Huh.
So now what? So similarly, that's how you look at, like, you create text and subtext and plots and subplots, and that's how you work out. For me, it's that. I'm not with the spirit of the story, I'm with the physical story. It should be interesting enough to engage people. Yeah, that's it.
I have to ask you, Aditi, that from being a victim, being on the survival mode, to turning into a revenge mode,
Right.
how your journey has unfolded for you?
No, like Prakash sir rightly said, and I've always heard this growing up from Shiv Subramaniam, from Makaran sir, from everybody, that be a part of the story. Be a part of the story as a whole. Don't just look at your character in one stream and perform that way. So I've always kept that in mind, and I've always kept what is going on. Of course, with Baba, what is going on impacts Pammi. What happens to Pammi impacts Baba. And now, Bopa has been the new card on the table who is, unnecessarily streaming in between us. And now he's going to face the consequences. So I feel that because it's very strong on script level, it was, I wouldn't say it was easy, because nothing is easy. You have to discover it. You have to go through it. So it took me to those corners where probably Pammi didn't know that she could go. And I thoroughly started enjoying it, watching her like an experiment, And I was like, wow, this can happen with me. That can happen. It's not just revenge. It's not just, giving those villainous looks or something like that. Or getting from a positive side to a negative side. It's not that. It's about faith that is broken. It's about trust that is broken, like he said. It's about faith that she has now within herself, that she's climbing on the ladder of hope and she's going to reach where she has to, because there's no other way.
Yeah.
And that will happen. So, you know, it just starts because the story takes you there, and I went holding like a wall support to the story, the way it's written. It started exploring, giving me different dimensions where I cannot discuss it, I cannot talk about it, but मुझे अनुभव करते करते उसकी अनुभूति हो गई, I would say.
Okay.
You know, that's what happened to me.
But also, Aditi, like, if, you know, as I said earlier also, do you feel that some kind of characters are getting attracted to you? Be it in She also, you know, when you played that role and, you know, how it completely, you know, worked versus even, you know, Aashram, you know. The tale is between you, even, you know, and two characters. It's not
Right.
one. It's not,
Yes,
not
yes.
only Baba, but also the person close to him. And going by the trailer
Is that
also, you
so?
know.
Is that so in that ashram?
He wants
that's
to
in the
continue
trailer,
the
no?
mystery, basically. But at least,
I really
you
have
know,
no idea. I mean, what's the story on ashram?
Yeah, I also have no
You-
idea.
Who's getting attracted to you?
But it's there in the trailer now. That is, we already revealed.
there is some revelation for sure.
Yeah.
And going by the trailer also, you
But
know,
they're not seeing what I'm not showing. There is a lot more.
They're astrally
Of course.
seeing us.
everyone is
Eternally.
like, you know, battling something for sure, but, you know, also going by it, you know, it's like
Yeah.
luring someone and then, you know, being on the back foot. How it was for you to play that character, because it is notorious. It is to play that mischief and, you know, at the same time ensure that, you know, your work is done.
You know, there is a saying, like, I was an athlete, so I know, that sportsmen, no, they give it their whole. So now if Pammi is going on this tangent, she's going to give it her whole. There is no manipulation. These terms don't exist now with her. So as she's going forward,
Yeah.
she's going to role play. That's it. You know, I think that is what is more exciting now on her path.
Prakash, so you also, the kind of projects you have worked on, you know, there is politics involved, there is social issues which are involved, you know, you kind of deal majorly with the society's concerns and all. When it comes to politics also, you recently said that, you know, while you prefer showing politics in your shows, you don't want to basically focus a movie on a politician. Why so? Like have a movie on them basically.
I don't make movies on politics. Politics is not the crux of my film. It's the human behavior. It's how the society behaves. There will be politics in that, there will be emotion in that, there will be social relevance in that. It looks political because people, the crux of the conversation that happens in my movies are real issues. You know, are issues about idealism, are issues about, you know, what you are existing, you know, with or for, or what you're looking at. So they become political. But quite honestly speaking, I am always trying to tell a story about people and the way people react to, you know, any change that happens on a larger scale or a social scale. So whether, like, if you see, look at Gangajal, it is about how society and police coexist. The sum total is the society will get the police it deserves.
Yeah.
So when you look at Raajneeti, it is not a film about politics. It's a film about ego. It's a film about greed. It's a film about, you know, power.
Yeah.
Now, all these things are also related to politics. That's a different thing. But I'm not talking about the, let's say, the left-oriented politics or conservative politics or liberal politics. I'm not talking about those
The
things.
real politics basically.
I'm not talking about the real politics. I'm talking about human relationships and how they get affected. तो उसमें जो बातें होती हैं, चूंकि पावर की बात होती है, सीट की बात होती है, किसी को हराने की बात होती है, किसी को जिताने की बात होती है, तो आपको लगता है कि पॉलिटिक्स है. मैं तो कहानियां कह रहा हूं दोस्त, जो आपको एंगेज कर सके, जो आपको बिठा सके, जो पैसे दे सको मुझे. As simple as that.
करेक्ट और ऑल्सो आश्रम का एक ऐसा रेफरेंस जब ये आया भी था स्टार्टिंग में ही तब पीपल ऑल्सो थॉट लाइक इट इज रिलेटेड टू सर्टन इंसिडेंट्स टेकिंग प्लेस इन द सोसाइटी what do you have to say about that? Do you take certain things under picture where you feel like okay this could be kind of part of my story? Do you kind of observe certain incidents which takes place in the society, because there are films which are made on real life incidents? Do you also kind of observe the situation and then have your director's peg on that?
All the time, you see what's happening around, you hear what's happening around, you experience what's happening around, and they obviously form part of your stories. Like Ek Badnaam Ashram. Why is it interesting? Because there is one established Sanatan Dharm Hindu kind of like culture, the spiritualism, adhyatma, which is all existing, and there are great gurus, and there is this great parampara. But people find it easy to kind of reach to these fake sadhus who make a great show about it, and then there's nothing real about them. They just kind of like use some ritual and they create all kinds of things ki samosa kha lo, chutney kha lo, hari chutney kha lo, is side se bed se utar jao, all kinds of things, and that becomes
It's
the
blasphemy.
reality
Yeah.
for those innocent people. So this whole fake vyapar in the name of the real kind of dharma.
Yeah.
So Ek Badnaam Ashram. So this is the story, but this doesn't just form the only story. Then there are characters, there are various kinds of things happening around, and it becomes very interesting. Like say Aditi's character
Yeah.
starts as an innocent character who wants to do good in life, wants to play, be a wrestler, and sort of like grow. She comes from a kind of lower underprivileged caste, and she how her life goes through such changes because of coming in touch or coming in contact with this Baba. Takes his track. But then there are several others who are connected. So all those things together, they make, the sum or the whole story of Aashram.
And as we talk about touch, you recently spoke, like last question to you, you recently spoke about, reviving movies like, Gangajal and Raajneeti too. You have lost your touch with Ranveer and Ajay. So will we get to see them working in this one? Last question.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have not yet, started working on it. When I do, we'll see.
Yeah. And what are your upcoming projects you're focusing on, sir?
Ashram.
Yeah. Just this.
Yeah.
What about you, Aditi? Like after exploring with Prakash Jha and also Imtiaz Ali, what are your next projects?
It's not going to be after you, Ashram is the thing that we're talking about. Badnaam
Badnaam
Ashram.
Aashram.
बदनाम मेरे लिए बहुत जरूरी है.
On that note, lovely chatting with both of you.
Thank
you
you.
so much for your
Thank you,
lovely time.
Samina.
All the very best.
Thank you.
Looking forward to see this side of it, the
Please
Badnaam
do,
Aashram.
please do.
And thank you for your time.
Thank you.